Welcome to another edition of The Growth Game. I am your host, Paul DeLuca of Meritus Capital. We are live from Orlando at Staffing World. And, you know, our audience and our guests come from so many different backgrounds. We have vendors, we have clients that have been with us for a long time, and now we have a really great time to be able to introduce Pat Peri from 33 North.
Thanks.
And Pat, you just got into the staffing business, right?
Yeah.
This is super fun. But before we talk about that, tell me a little bit of something about yourself and how did you get through this journey of getting to starting your first staffing company?
So in 2017, I actually started a CBD business.
Okay.
And learned manufacturing, was manufacturing with a bunch of people in a bunch of countries, creating products.
Okay.
I then sold that company in 2019. And that was my start to being I want to do this. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I love growing teams.
Yeah.
I love creating culture and that stuff.
Yeah.
So that really started the journey there. I've been in sales for a long time.
Sure.
So I started in med device and went to dental sales, things like that.
Okay.
But after I sold the company, I was like, I want to grow more companies.
Okay.
I want to do more of this.
Neat.
And how I got into the staffing world is we've been doing this on the construction side for a while.
Okay. You're actually working in a construction company or you buying?
So working in a construction company, and then I started my own, and we were doing projects around North Carolina, around the country. And then basically, this kind of came up where, hey, can you do this for me? And I was like, well, what do you guys do? They were talking about staffing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can. So we started a whole nother company called 33 North Group.
Okay.
And we work primarily with companies, staffing firms who are looking to hire across borders, bring in TN visa employees, or just let us be their back office.
Interesting. Yeah. Really with the specialty of having a construction background.
Yeah. So we have field service engineers, a lot of those guys. We work in those fields. So, they're working on Tetra Pak machines, things like that.
Or what is that? I don't know what that is.
So field service engineers, they're engineers that they come to these sites and they're setting up these factories and processes and procedures.
Got it. Okay.
And then the teams come in to actually work on that.
Got
So they're creating everything. So they get, the client we have coming up, they get all these shipments coming in and they put it all together and they get it done. And
interesting. Yeah. And I know there's a big boom of manufacturing happening in North Carolina area. So you're getting a lot of those kinds of clients. So you have big warehouses and big manufacturing plants that need to be put together. And so that's super interesting.
Yeah.
Now, when you say that you're helping other staffing companies that basically don't have that specialty, is that what you?
So we work with the staffing companies who, if they're used to a 1099 employee or they just want a place, right? So we're helping them expand their market and say, hey, we will hire the employee. Yeah. We will do that. And so we're like a white label EOR assumption.
I see. Yeah. Hey, with that specialty. And so, and then will you go out and actually recruit that specialty? And
so we do help as well. Yeah. So we've got a few team members who are actively recruiting in that space to just bring more people in. Yeah. And then we've got back office people who are just helping get those TN visas from Canada, from Mexico, and bringing them in. We also work in other fields as well. But the field service engineer space is massive. Yeah. And we're doing that. We work in healthcare. We work all over.
I love the fact, though, that you really are trying to identify a very specific niche. I think it's really interesting. I've been financing staffing companies now since 1999. It's been a long time. And, the most successful firms are people that are groups that are able to really just dominate and own a category. Yeah. And so I think that is a really interesting and a good place for you to be.
It is. And it's very, you're always learning something new.
Right.
And that's what I love too. So you're growing your knowledge base while also figuring out a space that you're like, oh, that's really cool. Or people will come to us and go, can you do this? And I'm like, let's look into it.
Let's figure it out.
Let's figure out what it looks like.
So talk to me a little bit about your personal journey and kind of how you identify, you already talked about the fact that you got a taste of being an entrepreneur. And so I appreciate that. But really, over the course of the last few years, talk to me a little bit about the process by which you identified the business opportunity and what you went through to be able to make the decision to do it. How long was that timeline? Break it down. What's the steps that got you there?
Do I sound crazy on your podcast? Is there a crazy meter? Okay.
I love it. I want to hear it.
I'm a big believer in God will take care of it. Yeah. If you are focused and know what you're going to do, figure it out.
You have to identify.
You got to identify.
How you do it and be the first mover. So how long of a period of time was that?
So this was 3 weeks. So a friend of mine came to me and said, can you do this for us? It's a need, what we need to do. And they're my first client. And I was like, you know what, let me figure it out.
Yeah.
So took the next 3 weeks to do research, and I called about 100 staffing agencies and was just like, is this a problem for you? Is this a problem for you?
And so, like, what specifically did you say to them? If you called me on the what were you saying specifically? What was the request of what?
So I said, how many placements are you saying no to a month? That was all I was saying. And they were like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, whether they're TN'd or your company policy is you don't hire them.
Yeah.
How many people do you say no to?
Yeah.
I'd take people to lunch, and overwhelmingly, it was a lot of people.
Right.
So I created a very simple app calculator that I sent to people, and they could calculate very rough numbers on what they're losing. And
basically, how do they monetize the recruits that they find where they didn't have a place to put them?
Right.
Okay, I see that.
Or sometimes you find a candidate that has an amazing background.
Right.
You need them.
Yeah.
But your company won't hire them because that's not what they do. They want to staff in place.
Yeah.
So you call me. You say, hey, we need Tom out of Canada for this specific machinery.
Got it.
We hire him, we place him, and we handle it.
And again, with the real specialty, because that's something that you've been able to figure out.
Yeah.
But how did you figure out that specific specialty? Were you doing
That's what they brought me.
construction business? Was it or surrounding that type of thing?
No, they brought me the field service engineer space, and they said, all right, is that something you can work in? And I said, yeah.
I'm going to go figure it out and dominate it.
Oh,
Love it.
Yeah.
So then you made the decision to go into business. How long ago was that?
Oh, this is months now. We've been in the staffing industry months, but our team is, we go at it.
When you said, okay, I'm going to do this, took a few weeks to go identify the problem, I'm going to get in this business. What other things did you do to really set yourself up for success?
Yeah. So our first client is a large client. And at first it started talking about giving us 1, 2, 3 people a month.
Yeah.
Which we could handle, right? And then it started to grow because they saw our team fulfilling their needs. And they're like, well, can we send you this? Oh, we have a place with 40 people. And I was just like kind of freaking out. So I started looking up factoring and all these things because I used to be in the manufacturing space, which Sure. So I'm very familiar with factoring. And I got in touch with Larry. And started the conversation with Larry, and I was like...
Because you wanted to make sure you could pay your employees.
Exactly.
Not being self-serving
And
anyway, but
if I'm teaching my team, hey, people are saying no to money.
Right.
We can't say no to money, right?
Yep.
So it's been a huge help with that.
Awesome.
Burden gone.
Yep. Right.
And there's just this weight of, you know what? We can handle these employees.
Yep.
Bring us as many as you need.
Let's go.
So they can grow as fast as they want, and so can we.
I know. It's pretty exciting.
It's amazing. And your team is fantastic.
Thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. And, I've been doing it a long time. I've financed about 900 companies or so, but I still get up every day and love it.
I love that. I know.
I know. My last guest, we were just talking about culture and, change in the organization and how to grow a big staffing company. But, something he said that I really appreciate is like, you've got to be able to articulate your culture and what motivates you every day, and then be able to continue to talk about and push it all the way downstream. One of the things he said that they did in their last company was really make sure everybody understood that they were changing lives. Like people who had literally didn't have a job, like were homeless, didn't have a vehicle, and that was actually a process by which they would talk about it and go, we're fundamentally changing lives. And so I appreciate how what I do does change people. Gosh, I love being able to look at entrepreneurs and say, listen, place as many people as you can, grow as big as you want.
So as big as you want.
And we all make money together.
Exactly. That's the best way to win.
Right.
And it's true because so many of these companies, I don't say it in a bad way, but they just think of themselves, or they think about that bottom line. And when you remember, it's people first.
That's right.
You'll get taken care of.
That's right. I agree.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, I agree. And of course, we just released our new product, Rostyr. You are literally one of our very clients at Rostyr.
Awesome.
And so beyond just giving capital,
Yeah,
we're now giving this entire ecosystem and operating system with banking to just let you run the whole business. Was that were you pretty surprised by that?
So to say surprised, understatement. Larry and Adam and even John, amazing detail of what the program.
Right.
And then when I saw it, I was like, so it's funny, you're kind of a bane of my existence right now because your software has also got me expanding. Yeah. So I have a few conversations with a couple guys I'm trying to bring into the fold, who are going to also work on the staffing side.
That's awesome.
Because your software is incredible.
Right? Literally just going to enable your whole business.
When I heard the AI voice, like, and it does identify, like, hey, we're just going through your application with you. Can you ask your questions? I mean, I couldn't tell.
Super exciting. Oh, I really appreciate that. We spent a lot of time doing this. I do agree with that. Just all these years, we were just giving capital. And I always resisted giving any software because I didn't see the operating system to a level that I was okay with. So it was finally like really this 15-year journey.
Just integrating it all.
Really, but it really took me 15 years to be able to identify the right tech stack, to be able to feel comfortable saying, I'm going to put my name behind this. So I agree. I love the whole like real AI implementation that's up front. I really believe that it's going to make the productivity of your business 3x. Yes, what somebody doesn't have. So I'm super excited about you. Yeah. Thank you for being a follower. We are going to be behind you, and I can't wait to see what you do. We're going to have you on this show for over the. I love it. People are going to go, wait a minute. I see I started with nothing. He's doing what now? So I really appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Appreciate you on so much
show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's another wrap from Orlando at Staffing World from the Growth Game podcast. Until next time, we'll see you there.